Well, once again tonight, the scanner in the newsroom was blaring about apparent incidents at the Olmsted County Fair.
Whether prompted by a pandemic hangover or just too many unattended youth, there have been a lot of incidents requiring the attention of law enforcement at this year's fair. KIMT News 3's Anthony Monzon joins us live with a look at some of the changes being put in place to address these problems, huh?
Yeah, Katie and George, we've all been together at the fairgrounds and have had a frankly great time. A lot of people haven't seen some of these issues that law enforcement is telling us about, and we were certainly planning on having more fun earlier in the afternoon, but those plans were put on hold temporarily after we received a message from the Olmsted County Sheriff's Office about an announcement they'd be making about safety at the fair. We'd later learn about some of the disruptive incidents forcing changes at the fair as it enters its first weekend since 2019.
Well, we're not going to tolerate any of this any longer.
Fair leaders alongside local law enforcement announcing changes to the rest of the Olmsted County Fair.
The carnival now will no longer, the midway with the rides will not stay open past dark at the latest. And it will close earlier if there's any incident. The first sign of a bad incident in there, it mostly happens in the carnival. The carnival is shutting down on the spot for that night.
We've increased and will continue to increase our presence here to help and support the Fair Board.
They say the reason, a group of up to 60 people, mostly unaccompanied teenagers, repeatedly creating chaos into the evening.
They keep coming and wanting to disrupt it. It's like it's their goal to disrupt and provoke and try to stir up, whatever. Okay, they're unattended. They have no respect. They just run around, run people. Ran a 2-year-old little girl over yesterday. Okay, and they don't even think twice about it.
Officials say it's the same group that clashed with law enforcement Wednesday night, kicking and spitting on deputies. Now, concerned community members and those working the rides are voicing their concerns.
The carnival people have been very vocal about what they're dealing with, where individuals in this crowd is trying to pick fights with carnival members, arguing with them, just back and forth, and they don't want it to happen either.
As far as how often these issues have been happening,
I don't know if we'd even have an accurate number as much as the problems that they're having. Many don't even get reported. People are frustrated, and what do? They leave. And we don't want the good people to leave.
Fairgoers reacting to the changes.
I guess I understand why they have to have extra enforcement, although I don't think it's fair to the people who bought tickets and the vendors to close the rides at 9 and not tell anybody. I'm sorry they're having all those incidents, but it's too bad they can't just have extra security. Especially we bought wristbands and stuff, we didn't know, it's not fair, but, and the vendors, I know they're mad, I'm really mad.
Sheriff Torgerson and Fair Board President Schneider underscoring this message to parents.
Don't drop your kids off, your juveniles off at the fair unattended. This is not a daycare center. It's not a place to let your kids go burn off some energy for a couple of hours if they're going to cause problems. Come to the fair with your kids, be with your kids, have fun with your kids, but don't leave them unattended.
And those leaders you heard from describe the disruptions at this year's fair among the worst they've ever seen. However, they believe these teens are primarily fighting with each other. And just to reiterate, there's still plenty of family fun that you can have at the Olmsted County Fair this weekend. Katie, George.
All right. Thanks, Anthony.
Indeed, Anthony. Sheriff Torgerson says anybody kicked out will be barred from returning to the fair this year. And if they're caught on the fairgrounds, they will be arrested for trespassing.